Hello and welcome back to Bernama Today. Still with me, Tamina, and now I have with me Her Excellency Laura Donoso Gonzalez, who is, of course, the Ambassador of Ecuador, here with us to speak about the Latin American Festival 2017. Welcome to studios, Your Excellency. How are you today?
Oh, fine, thank you. I'm doing so well. I'm very happy. Thank you for the invitation. Happy to be here with you and your audience.
Thank you so much. Now, it's been a pleasure, of course, to host you over here at Bernama, Your Excellency. Now, would you mind telling us a little bit about how long have you been posted in Malaysia itself?
Well, I have been here for 11 months.
Right, okay.
I'm very happy to be here. Malaysia is a fantastic country, so it has been quite a very nice experience, and enjoying the hospitality of Malaysian people and all what this country has to offer, which is fantastic.
Right, wonderful. Now, we always like to ask as Malaysians, Your Excellency, what is your favorite Malaysian food? Have you had the opportunity to try our cuisine yet?
Oh yes, your cuisine is so rich, it's so fantastic. I have been like in a roller coaster of different flavors and textures and everything, but I have to confess that I love shandal. I find it so refreshing, so necessary for this kind of weather, and I love coconut, so that's
wonderful.
Great dessert for me.
Exactly, that should be wonderful because we have plenty of that over here. All right, now Your Excellency, you're actually here to share with us a little bit more about the Embassy of Ecuador's role within also the Latin American Festival 2017. Now tell us what the Latin American Festival is all about actually, especially for those in our audience who may be hearing about it for the first time.
All right. So we are in the 9th edition of the Latin American Festival. Basically 9 embassies of Latin America here based in Malaysia.
Right.
We pool our effort, we work together very hard to present the best of our countries. We're going to have booths with local foods. In my case, with Ecuadorian foods, specialties like quinoa, for instance, which is a grain that grows in the highlands of the Andes.
Oh, wonderful. And on the TV, actually, of course, we are playing some visuals for all of you out there to check out and see what the scene is like on the ground during the previous edition of the festival.
Exactly. The previous edition, we received 8,000 people, so we were very happy. This year, we want to receive even more people.
Oh, fantastic.
We portray our gastronomy, our tourism, and our cultural expressions. We're going to have music, dance, contemporary, traditional. We basically want to fortify the ties that we have with Malaysia.
Right.
Sometimes we feel that Malaysians want to know more about Latin America.
Absolutely.
We want to show them more what we're all about. So that's basically why we do it. And Malaysia and Latin America, we're in front of each other. Exactly. It's just the Pacific Ocean in between us.
Exactly, very nearby actually. Now, when and where will the event for this year's edition be held, Your Excellency?
Yes, like last year is going to be at the BB Park in Bukit Bintang.
Okay, fantastic.
It's starting at 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. The entrance is free. And we're going to be selling food and also tickets for the lucky draw. And all the proceeds are going to be going to a social cause. The countries that we're participating in this, we think that is the moment to say thank you to the host country and be a little bit, retribute all what we're receiving. And we're going to be giving all the profits to a social cause.
All right, that's fantastic.
This is called Fiestas Home. So it's an institution that deals with disabled children.
Right.
So all the proceeds will be going there.
In their favor. Thank you so much for that. Now, what would you say is one of the events that you are looking forward to checking out during the festival itself?
Oh, I think the foods.
Okay, the foods, all right.
Oh, yes, definitely the foods, because the variety is going to be impressive. Ecuador is going to be portraying chocolate, for instance. We're very famous for the high quality gourmet chocolate that we have.
Exactly.
But other countries are going to have, for instance, Mexican tacos. There's going to be pão de queijo, which is cheese bread from Brazil.
Right.
We're going to have shredded meats from Cuba. We're going to have empanadas from Argentina. We're going to have sweets, so many different things, everything in one same place.
So literally it's going to be sort of like a buffet of Latin American cuisines.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
For all the tastes. Yes.
Exactly. I think there's nothing Malaysians love more. Now, of course, especially representing Ecuador, ma'am, what would you recommend that any Malaysian visitors or any visitors to the Latin American Festival definitely try and look out for from Ecuador?
From Ecuador, I think that the quinoa is a must try.
Okay.
The quinoa is a superfood that has been eaten in countries of the Andean countries like Colombia, Peru, and Ecuador. But in my country, we have been eating these since our ancestors.
Right.
And right now, it has been discovered to be a superfood for the high protein and the good quality of protein that it has. So it's so suitable for vegetarians, people who are concerned about their well-being. So it's pretty much in style.
Right, exactly.
We're going to be offering as a salad. So I think it's definitely a must try.
Okay.
We're also going to be offering a canelazo, which is basically something that we drink in the highlands in the cold nights, but we're going to have to add some ice for the Malaysian version.
That's right. Okay.
Yes, so it's made with lots of cinnamon and spices.
Ah, that sounds lovely, actually.
So it's very interesting, this canelazo.
Canelazo, all right. So canelazo and the quinoa. So especially if you're going to be checking out the Latin American Festival this weekend, make sure you make a beeline for those two items. Now, when and where will the official launch for the event itself be held, Your Excellency?
It's going to be right there at 11 a.m.
Okay, right.
Yes, we're going to be cutting the ribbon at that time. We're going to have a very nice parade of children dressed with the traditional outfits of our respective countries. So it's going to be fun.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. So basically be early, a little bit early, so that you can see the festivities kick off.
Exactly. In the morning is more a family-oriented activity.
All right, I see.
We're going to have games and activities for children. Of course, the day progresses into lunchtime. So
that's right.
Big variety of foods. In the afternoon, it becomes a party.
Ah, I see.
So there are lots of dance, and bring your dancing shoes when you visit us.
Okay, wow. So bring your dancing shoes and also bring your children as well, because there will be lots of activities for the little ones too. Now, tell us a little bit about the crowd and who you are hoping will actually drop by. Is it mostly people who would already know about the event in advance, or do you also expect a lot of foot traffic to drop by?
It's a very interesting question, because we have a lot of people who are waiting for this event to happen. We have a crowd that follow us, and they look forward to this one-year event. So we're very happy to host these followers, and also, of course, to attract new people. Right. Because this is a good window to know better about Latin America, about our language, Spanish, about our culture. In Latin America, we speak Spanish, Portuguese, English in the Caribbean. There's many languages.
That's right.
So there's a lot of things that people might find interesting. Also, as tourist destination, I think it's very, very interesting for people to have a little sense of what the options are there. And of course, there's even trade opportunities, because people who are importing or interested in importing more things from Latin America, they can go there and try. For instance, we're going to be offering also Ecuadorian coffee. The coffee of Ecuador is very interesting, because we have different varieties. Right. And right now we're producing a gourmet kind called Arabica. Okay, so it's for the connoisseurs of the coffee world. It's like, wow.
Yes, exactly. Arabica is quite a familiar name, but Ecuadorian Arabica.
Ecuadorian Arabica, it's looking forward. It's going to be presented there. So it's also an opportunity for importers to check the product and to make contacts. We're going to have also the commercial office and be very involved on this. Interesting. On this activity, to give technical and precise information on these opportunities.
Right, so it does sound like not only is it a community event, but at the same time it's a great opportunity for networking as well.
Networking. and also just to know more about the countries. Sometimes people ask me, oh, you're from Ecuador, where is Ecuador?
That's right.
And I feel very happy because that means that that person wants to know more about my country. So I'm happy to tell her, yes, Ecuador is in South America, between Colombia, between Peru. We're crossed by the Andes. We have the Amazon jungle. We have highlands. We have coast, and of course we have the world famous Galapagos Islands.
That's right. I think a lot of nature buffs or people interested in natural history may have heard of Galapagos, but they didn't actually know it was connected to Ecuador.
Exactly. Yes,
right.
That's what happened.
Now, if you were to recommend places in Ecuador that Malaysians in particular that you think would enjoy, what would be a definite must-visit destinations within Ecuador?
All right. Ecuador is a very interesting country to do tourism because even though it's small, it's among the smallest countries in Ecuador. We have all this biodiversity. It's one of the most biodiverse countries in the world.
Oh, fantastic.
So if people like Amazon jungle, they can experience that in 3 hours by car from Quito, the capital.
Ah, right. Wonderful.
For people who want hiking and climbing high mountains, we have volcanoes 310 meters high, very, very high. We have wonderful beaches.
Exactly.
And the cherry of the cake, which is Galapagos.
Wow.
Galapagos is a paradise. It's fantastic. It's where Charles Darwin based evolution theory.
That's correct.
And all the animals, mammals, they coexist in such a way that they're not afraid of the human being.
Wonderful.
So nature is just fantastic. So that is definitely a must-see.
Exactly. It does sound like a paradise indeed. Now hopefully, of course, with all the visitors coming into Latin American Festival, they will also be inspired to visit Ecuador too. Right.
Yes, more than welcome.
Absolutely.
Ecuador is a country that is very interested in tourism. We have lifted tourist visas. For instance, the Malaysians who want to visit my country, they don't need a visa. So that is very, very handy.
Exactly.
Tip.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time today, Your Excellency.
No, thanks to you.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. So there you have it, Her Excellency Laura Donoso Gonzalez, Ambassador of Ecuador. And do check out the Latin American Festival happening this weekend at the BB Park. And you will be able to check out not just Ecuador's cuisines and delights, but also those of 8 other Latin American countries. Thanks for joining us. Signing off with Her Excellency, I'm Tamina on the Bernama News Channel.